right, so we're here. We're at the time that we can actually start to dress this tailgate up. I just have a small amount of finish welding I have to do on this beforehand, but the general concept of today, let's get the round parts on, let's get the finished corner pieces on, let's get that middle piece on. We'll have to do something down at the bottom, but we got to finish the bed section to do that after anyway. So, not a big deal, but let's get rocking on the cosmetic work for this tailgate. Let's make it look real nice. Welcome to my house, Dave Barrett. So as you guys saw, I split this pipe in half. The idea is I want to recreate this rounded texture on the tailgate. So we're going to use this split pipe. I'm basically just going to put it over top, seam weld it, both sides, on that and that, and then we can also do it to the bottom. No, we'll hold off on the bottom. We're going to leave the bottom square. Just because I think if we do that, it might throw some things off. You'll see in a second. Either way, I'm going to weld these two guys in, and then we can cut these to shape and everything. We're going to leave it ragged at the edge for now because we still have to do our lip, and I'm not sure how I'd want to do the lip just yet. So we'll go into that in a second. Yeah. Let's get to work. So good. We have the rounded edge basically welded into our tailgate. That simulates the rounded edge on this. It kind of helps it fit in. Obviously, these ends here, they're not going to stay, but I'm not going to slice them off just yet because I want to put the skirt piece on basically to finalize the entire shape, all that good stuff. So, that's the next thing that we're going to do. I'm basically thinking like, I don't know what the degree would be, maybe 45, something like that. But it will start somewhere around here, come out, go around, and then the end right here will curl a little bit around these bolts. That way when you close it, it kind of hides this stuff, which will be pretty nice, and it'll kind of loop back in. That's also a feature the original International tailgates had. So I'm not deviating too far from the original patent look, whatever. You know what I mean. That's what we're going with on that, so I think it's going to look pretty good. And then for the middle, same thing. I'm kind of thinking like a 45 to a flat to a 45, or maybe I'll just do 45 off this and off that. Not 100% sure yet, but we're going to go as we play. right, so this is how this fella's coming along. Pretty nice. We got the nice corner piece, all that stuff, and it loops around and it hides our bolts on this side. I still got to round this and all that, and I still got to cut this off, obviously. But we're going to do that once the whole gate's done. Just kind of trim things up in case I want to add a piece or whatever. In case I want to add stuff, I don't want to cut it off and then maybe have to re-weld it. So we're going to move on to that side. Same idea. I got the measurements off this one. We're going to recreate that panel basically over there. Weld the guy in. Let's get at it. Coming together quite nice now that we got both of those all structured up. So now what we got to do, we just got to do the center one. Should be nice and easy. Oh yeah, that's a good look. Hides everything nice. No complaints from this guy here at all. I quite like that. Now we still got to do the bottom tube along that bottom piece, and we still got to cut those guys off. I think I'm going to cut those ends right now. So that's what we got looking from afar. Turned out pretty nice, to tell you the honest truth. Again, we still got to put that bottom bar in. Got to cap that guy off right here. Little things here and there, but yeah, we got a super functional tailgate now. It's super strong, way stronger than my 3/4 ton tailgate or any Ford OBS tailgate, that's for sure. Should take a lot of abuse. Should take a lot of barbecues and drinks, you know. I think what we're going to start out with now is I kind of want to put this spacer piece in here on the bed, get that situated, and then I can kind of see how up and down I got to work with it, if I got to extend the tailgate or not, because that's going to depend on our bar. So let's change gears just a little bit, and let's start welding in right here, that spacer piece in the bed. Gotta admit, it looks a little dorky with the big old mirrors on it. I just kind of threw those on for fun. Just an old set of mirrors that I had just sitting around. Throw those on there just for fun, but we got plans for these guys right here, but it won't be like this. But we're just going to leave them on right now. It looks funny. All right, so we got to sort out this roll pan right here. Basically, I got to get that figured out so we can do the bottom lip of this tailgate if we're going to do anything with it. We got that gap to bridge. I'm thinking a nice shape kind of like that. Go across. And then from there, we got to roll it down. I got an idea. You know, here I was trying to bend this up, and then I realized the shape I'm trying to make is this, and then we can do our lip down. That right there is basically the shape. I just gotta zing off one side. Sometimes you work harder than you really should. We're gonna use that guy right there. All right, so I got this guy all welded in. Not sure if the footage actually registered because, you know, forgot to hit the press button, forgot to hit the play button. Oops. Either way, got this guy welded in. Not too bad at all. When it's closed up, you got that little tiny lip on the bottom. That's what I can build off my rest of my stuff with. So that's what we're gonna do just now. All right, so that's kind of what we got going on. Again, I can play around with the angles just right now because it's just seam welded at the top. But that's the transition piece for the tailgate. I think it turned out pretty good. Again, that's the transition. We still have to add our little triangles here. Basically just almost like a ramp, to tell you the honest truth. We could actually honestly cut that right there and there and bring it up, but it's on the steel, so it has to be an overlap weld. Not ideal, but it will look all right when it's all done. I'm not too worried about it at all. Right, so that's kind of what we got for the roll pan. Again, just basic. Now we can cut it up, we can add things, we're gonna remove things. Sky's the limit, but we needed that board first. Now with the tailgate off, guy's pretty heavy by the way, whoops. We gotta finish weld these brackets. These are just the main anchor brackets. I could only weld on one side with it on the truck. So I just gotta weld these guys up real quick, and then there's just a little bit of finish welding to do on the tailgate. Flipped upside down. I didn't want to do it with my back on the ground getting all the sparks in my face. So let me start welding those up. All right, so we got the tailgate all finished welded. There's only two more things that I know of that we gotta do. We gotta do the corner caps on that, and we gotta do the bottom bar, the bottom round bar. So we're gonna start with the round bar, and then we'll move on to the bottom cap. there we go, fellas. Got the tailgate back on. What we ended up doing, instead of a round bar at the bottom, I ended up doing cat pieces here and here, just because when this was bent down, it might not have actually cleared this. Oops. Whatever. But you know, it turned out quite nice. Not gonna lie, we'll be able to basically add whatever we want into that blank canvas. Whole thing's gonna turn out pretty darn swell. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the tailgate. There's one little thing I want to add to it, but we don't have that thing, and we likely won't have it for a while. I guess we're going to see you guys on the next project. Maybe continue in the roll pan, or maybe we'll go back up front. Whatever. Who knows? I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.